Melanie from Melanie's Muses here, where I muse about things in the entertainment world that are entertaining to me, and sometimes a few weird and random other videos too, but hopefully whatever I'm musing about, you guys stick along for the ride. Today I'm back with another Forgotten Feature Friday, which is a new segment for 2021 where I muse about movies that have either got lost in the mix along the way, sometimes they found cult success after they were out at the movie theatres, usually they're somewhere lost in obscurity, but I love them, I think they could use a little more attention, and so I talk about them here. If you missed any of my previous features, you can check them out in the playlist up there. But for now, let's get on with today's movie. Today's movie is a little bit unusual because it is actually a sequel, which is very rare for me to cover. Normally, I'm all about the originals. But this movie steps out of a few little norms for the genre, and it is definitely a favourite of both mine and my daughter Emily's. And it is Dracula 2 Ascension. This straight-to-video movie was actually released in 2003 as a follow-up to Wes Craven's Dracula 2000. Now, Dracula 2000 is absolutely packed with star features. It stars Gerard Butler as Dracula. Yep, he is barely recognisable from the movie roles he takes on today. And you can see him acting alongside Johnny Lee Miller, Christopher Plummer, Nathan Fillion, Jerry Ryan. I mean, there is a lot of famous people in this movie, and even Dracula 2000 I don't think was a very big hit. But Dracula 2 Ascension, even less so. Even though Dracula Ascension 2 is the second movie in the same franchise, there are a lot of changes, including a new actor playing Dracula. Stephen Billington definitely does his best to bring a different energy to the Dracula role. Unfortunately for me, I don't think he lives up to Gerard Butler's stature in the first one, but that is not to say that this movie is without its merits. Starring alongside Jason Scott Lee and Diane Neal, this Dracula movie takes a little bit of a different trope. Without giving away the ending, let me just say that this movie is not afraid to make some of the harder decisions, and I applaud it for that. Do I wish Gerard Butler had returned to play Dracula in this? Absolutely. But for me, Dracula 2 Ascension sort of stands alone. You don't have to watch the first one to know what's going on. It's necessarily very loosely mentioned. You could definitely watch this without having seen Dracula 2000 and probably be less confused because you haven't got a new person playing Dracula, which, let's face it, is pretty much a key role. And they didn't even try and get close to Gerard Butler's look in this. I mean, we're talking bleach blonde hair. Bleach blonde hair on Dracula. I know, bleach blonde hair makes you think of Spike, right? No, Dracula in this case. It's okay. The story has sort of an underlying theme of regeneration and how vampire blood may be able to help people who have degenerative diseases, obviously by turning them into vampires basically. And then of course you've got the issue of them losing their humanity, but hey, they get to live forever, so you know, trade off, well of course unless they get staked. That's probably not so good. So yeah, that's the basic premise of the movie. They start with the charred corpse of Dracula retrieved from the building at the end of the first movie. Again, you get that information just sort of like handed to you, so it doesn't matter if you haven't seen the first one. And if you haven't seen the first one, I've just kind of ruined the ending of that one for you. Oops. I didn't say this was about Dracula too, so. The effects are cheesy. The story is mediocre to say the very, very best. They throw in a whole bunch of vampire mythos, from counting things to having to untie knots, and pretty much everything else in between that they can think of that may have been referenced at some point in vampire lore. They throw that in there, you know, throw something, hope it sticks. I'm not gonna lie though, this movie holds a very special place in my heart, mainly because of how it ends, and I really don't want to ruin that for you, so you need to go and watch it and then come and tell me what you think if you haven't seen it. Where would it rank in the whole Dracula movie franchise when you look at all the Dracula movies out there? I probably would put it in its own little box off to the side, because really, I think calling it Dracula is a little bit of a stretch. The Dracula 2000 movie does have more of a connection to the Dracula theories and stories than Dracula 2 Ascension. I think they just sort of got it in there because, I don't know, maybe they thought Dracula 2000 had a following. There is also a third installment, but don't even look at that. That is probably one of the worst vampire movies out there. I can't even give that movie any love at all. They just completely take everything that they did right at the end of this one and throw it away at the beginning of the third one, and it's a nightmare. So ignore that one. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll put a link to the trailer in the description for the video so you can go and have a little look at what is going on. And I really hope you decide to check it out. Unfortunately, I couldn't find this streaming free anywhere. I think because it was a straight to, well, video. No, I guess it would be called DVD, but at the time it was straight to video release. It is not streaming anywhere that I could find for free. I did see that Dracula 2000 was streaming with a premium Prime subscription. I'm not even 100% sure what that means. I guess it's streaming on one of the add-on channels. I will clarify that and put that in the description as well. Okay, and I think that wraps it up for today. If you stuck around this long to see what I was talking about, huge thank you for that. Please make sure you do all the fun YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe. Especially comment. Let me know if you've seen this movie. Let me know if you've heard of this movie. Maybe you watched the first one and you didn't watch this one. Maybe you're going to give this one a shot just because I'm talking about it. Whatever you decide, I'd love to hear what you think. If you think I look like a fun person to hang out with, obviously I am, make sure you come to Facebook Live every Sunday at noon Eastern time. I'm there with my husband Greg. We have giveaways, we talk TV, movies, books, whatever comes up. It's generally a crazy good time. All the cool people are there chatting in the comments, so if you're a cool person, you should be there too. Because if you're not, you're probably somewhere else. Also, make sure you're checking out my website, melaniesmuses.com, for all things Muses related. For more giveaways, features, guest reviews, guest articles, music features, if you name it, it's probably up there, and if it's not up there yet, then it probably will be soon because we are adding new things to that website every single day. melaniesmuses.com, check it out. And finally, click that notification bell so you don't miss any time I am back with a new video. Only things you can count on for 2021 are Mail Call Mondays and Forgotten Feature Fridays. Zoom interviews on Wednesday when I have them available. Other weird and random videos when I feel like it, when I get round to it, if something pops in my head that I want to muse about, or by request. If you have a request, always happy to accommodate if I can. And with that, I hope to see you next time. Bye!